بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. May Allah Azza wa Jal increase us in good manners, and may Allah Azza wa Jal gather us into the highest level of paradise with the Nabiyeen and the Shuhada and the martyrs in the highest level in Firdaus al-A'la. Allahumma ameen. May Allah Azza wa Jal increase us in knowledge and beneficial knowledge, ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. Allahumma ameen. The week before last, it's not last week, the week before last, we were talking about turning away from the ignorant, right? Turning away from the ignorant. وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ. This was one of the moral principles that we talked about. And then last week we talked about the opposite of that, and that is to idfa' billati hiya ahsan. That is to repel with that which is better. Repel with that which is better. And that is for those only who are, right? وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الَّذِينَ صَبْرُوا. Only for those who are patient. And we said, idfa' billati hiya ahsan. Repel with that which is better. And here comes the question, what is that which is better? Right? We named 3 principles. And if anyone can just tell me one, then I'll consider it as a success. Just one of the 3. Ibn Abbas. Forgiveness. Jazakumullah khairan. MashaAllah. Allahu Akbar. Takbir. Right. So forgiveness. Another one was, see if we can get lucky. Forbearance. MashaAllah. Allahu Akbar. Forgiveness, forbearance, and patience, right? That when we repel with what is good, and this is what is good, according to Ibn Abbas and Tafsir al-Baghawi and others, then the outcome of that is that anyone who we are in a feud with, anyone who is we are in an argument with, can ultimately become a friend, right? Become a close companions, right? فإذا الذي بينك وبينه عداوة كأنه ولي حميم, right? As if the one you are in enemy with becomes a close friend. And we said that this is a step higher only for those who are able to be patient. وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا. So this is a step higher than just turning away and leaving the matter. Today what we will talk about is the concept of taghaful. Many of us know what this is, maybe in English, but to translate it, right, what does taghaful mean? It is to overlook, right, to pardon, to leave, to let go, right? All of this falls under the word taghaful. So intentionally overlooking or ignoring small mistakes or shortcomings or behaviors, right? So intentionally, that's the key word here, intentionally overlooking. That is, you know that someone is misbehaving or mistreating or saying something out of line or trying to maybe, but you overlook, you let live. In other words, you're not focusing on the minor details in order to bring the harmony and the peace in the relationship. And we're talking about relationships, speaking of the topic and the word taghaful. What kind of relationship are we primarily talking about, right? Of course, we're talking about all relationships, but where do we need taghaful the most in? Marriage, right? Very good, brother. May Allah increase us in peace and harmony in our marriages. Right, so when we're talking about taghaful, especially in the concept of marriage, right, and we take this from the example of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Hafsa and Aisha radiallahu anha and Zainab, right, in the specific point in time and the honey and the bad breath, right, with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and where Allah Azza wa Jal, He says in the Quran, عَرَّفَ بَعْضَهُ وَأَعْرَضَ عَنْ بَعْض. That is, that He made known part of it and ignored a part. That is, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ made known a part and concealed a part. So this was the way in the dealings of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ with his wives, right? That not every single thing that you have to point out, not every single thing you have to make known, not every single thing you have to fix or call out the mistake upon. Some things, even though you know it's a mistake, even though you see the person mess up, not just in marital relationship, but outside relationship as well, that some things you should let go. They say even in, for children's psychology or psychiatry, that for every 5 good things, you should point out 1 bad thing, right? So every 5 good things for a child, you should point out 1 good thing, right? This is a common practice. So we're talking about a higher level of EQ, right? Higher level of emotional intelligence and a higher level of wisdom, right? وقال الإمام الشافعي رضي الله عنه الكيس العاقل هو الفطن المتغافل. The wise and intelligent person is the perceptive one who overlooks the faults of others. That is, that they know the mistake, right? This is what fatin means. That you know, that you're aware, you're perceptive, you know what's going on, but you overlook and you let it go. And it was said to Imam Ahmad radiallahu an, that afiyah is 10 parts. Afiyah meaning like living a good life, having a good living is 10 parts, 9 of which is taghaful, right? So this was a statement that was said to Imam Ahmad. 9 of which is being lenient, overlooking, pardoning. That part of having a good life is taghaful, right? 9 of 10 of which is taghaful. And when it was said this to Imam Shafi'i, he said, Al-afiyatu ashratu ajza' kulluha fi taghaful. That afiyah, living a good life, is 10 parts. All of it is pardoning. All of it is about this. All of it is taghaful, right? That you need to overlook. You need a pardon. Even though you know the situation, right? Even though you know what's going on, that you let it go. Obviously, we're not talking about that which is haram, right? Or that which is in your ability to change. You should change, right? But we're talking about that which is in minor mistakes, right? Not haram, but minor mistakes. Maybe your wife forgot, she burnt the rice, right? She added too much salt, whatever it may be, right? There's millions of examples. And the reality is that even outside of marriage, we all have mistakes, right? All of us make mistakes. All of us screw up from time to time. And that's why Fudail ibn Ayyab, rahimahullah, he used to say, "Man talaba akhan bila aybin baqiya bila akh." That whoever seeks a brother without any faults will turn out to have no brothers, right? That if you, and of course that goes for sisters as well, that if you seek to find someone who doesn't have any faults, you'll never find anyone, right? You'll be friendless, without any friends. That each of us has a fault. Each of us have a shortcoming in some shape, way, or form, right? Maybe even a little bit of ignorance or a lot. But the idea is to overlook, over pardon, forgive, let it go. Save this one for the next one. Choose your battles, right? All of this is part of taghaful. And to conceal, right? This is what taghaful is in essence, right? Is that you're is a satr, right? You're covering the person's faults by overlooking, by pardoning, by letting it go, right? This is part of concealing the person. You're not going to tell everyone, hey, this person said this, or this person did this, or this person messed up here, right? You overlook, you pardon, you conceal. This is a beautiful characteristic and beautiful of the adab of even the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and what he advised of us when he said, وَمَنْ سَتَرَ مُسْلِمًا سَتَرَهُ اللَّهُ فِي الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ. That whoever conceals the faults of a Muslim, Allah will conceal him in this life and in the hereafter. SubhanAllah. Who would not want their sins concealed in the hereafter? We all have mistakes. We all have big boo-boos. But what Allah Azza wa Jal conceals is what we conceal of our own brothers, right? What we conceal of our friends. Someone messed up, you cover it, you overlook, you pardon. If it's something haram, you advise, right? You try to change it with your hand. If you can't change it with your hand, change it with your tongue. If you can't change it with your tongue, then hate it in your heart. All of this is part of mannerisms and how we deal with others. So how do we not be a nitpicker, right? How do we, let's have a take home, right? That we take home with us. How do we establish taghaful where we're not nitpicking every single person about every single thing? We're not nitpicking our wives or our husbands when we go home about they should have done this or you should have done that or you messed up here, you messed up there. How do we not nitpick about everything? And I want to take with us 3 points, inshallah, that we can take home. And the first of which is, ask yourself, if you find yourself to be nitpicking a lot or often, more often than not, ask yourself, where is it coming from, right? Where is this nitpicking coming from within you? Is it something from your childhood? Is it something that you were raised with? Is it part of a culture? Ask yourself, why is this a part of me? Why is this a characteristic of myself? And then that awareness can help you realize and know within yourself that this is where it comes from. I need to fix this about myself. And the second thing is, before you nitpick, ask yourself, is what I'm nitpicking about going to really, in the grand scheme of things, change the reality of the relationship? That is, someone messed up here. Is that mess up going to affect the relationship as a whole, whether it be marital or not marital, friends, someone messed up? Does that mess up the relationship? If it doesn't, let it go, right? let it be for the next time that you criticize someone, right? And if you have to criticize, and this is the third final point, if it needs to be that you nitpick, then use the what we call or what's known as the sandwich approach. That is, first give a compliment, show kindness, right? Give a compliment, then show the criticism or nitpick or that one thing that the person's messing up on. That is, if you really have to, and then end it with the end of the sandwich. That is, compliment them again. You know, I know that you're a better person than this. I know you can do better than that. I just want to advise you as a close brother for me myself. And you know, all these are part of mannerisms, the sandwich approach, right? Compliment, right? Correct, and then compliment again, right? All of this is part of the sandwich approach. So that's again only if you really need to nitpick, and really try to cover and let it go as much as you can. This is part of the adab and the akhlaq of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that we hope to implement in ourselves. May Allah Azza wa Jal enable us to implement this in our own lives and in our relationships, both marital and not. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. رب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الراحمين. اللهم إنا نسألك الفردوس الأعلى برحمتك ونعوذ بك من عذاب النار وما قرب إليها من قول أو عمل. ربنا آت نفوسنا تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها. ربنا آتنا ربنا إنا نسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. Anything that I've said that is correct is from Allah and Allah alone. And anything that I said that is incorrect is from myself and from Shaitan. And I ask Allah's forgiveness for me and for all of you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.